A major utility company allegedly responsible for the major wildfires in Northern California has agreed to pay $55 million to avoid criminal prosecution. The company will also submit to 5 years of oversight in an attempt to prevent more deadly blazes. Here's more on the settlement.
Pacific Gas and Electric, or PG&E, announced a $55 million settlement on Monday with district attorneys representing 6 Northern California counties. The settlement involves allegations that PG&E's power lines were responsible for the 2019 Kincaid Fire and the 2021 Dixie Fire. No criminal charges will be filed in the Dixie Fire, and the criminal complaint regarding the Kincaid Fire will be dismissed. But the utility still faces criminal charges for a 2020 wildfire in Shasta County that killed 4 people. The civil settlements would accelerate payments to hundreds of people whose homes were destroyed so they can start rebuilding more quickly. The agreement also includes helping local nonprofits and supporting community colleges to expand their wildfire safety training. In a statement, the CEO of PG&E said, "We respect the leadership of the local DAs, welcome the new level of transparency and accountability afforded by these agreements, and look forward to working together for the benefit of the communities we collectively serve." PG&E will also be subjected to 5 years of independent oversight. It will not seek recovery of the costs from customers. The Dixie Fire burned nearly 1 million acres and destroyed more than 1,300 homes and other buildings. The blaze started last July when a tree hit electrical distribution lines in the Sierra Nevada. The company has been blamed for more than 30 wildfires since 2017 that wiped out more than 23,000 homes and businesses and killed more than 100 people.
Things seem to be getting spicy between Elon Musk and Twitter. The outspoken CEO of Tesla was set to join the social media platform's board of directors, but abruptly stepped back. Commentators speculated on the potential political jostling going on for the company. At the same time, Musk kept up his provocative tweets about the company.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk was, at least for a moment, the largest investor in Twitter. He was invited to join the social media giant's board of directors, but backed out of the position over the weekend.
We ultimately believe this turns from a Cinderella story, which would have been if Musk was in the board, to more of a Game of Thrones. I think Musk potentially could go hostile here, continue to increase his stake, maybe partner with the likes of private equity or others. And this could lead to, what could be the ultimate acquisition of Twitter or some forced strategic changes, including the board. I think it just came down to Musk was not going to play nice in the sandbox with the Twitter board.
Neither Musk nor Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal gave a reason for the abrupt change. Analysts speculated that it was because of an investment limitation for board members.
I think, it has a number of implications for the company. I think first and foremost, it means that, again, Elon Musk is now no longer tied to having a 14.9% maximum stake. I think all said and done here, I do believe a big reason why he was kind of given a seat to the board of directors was because the management team kind of felt like they can handcuff him in many respects. And now, again, that's no longer the case.
Musk ran several polls through the platform recently, including whether the company adhered to free speech and if it needs an edit button. He also polled if Twitter's San Francisco headquarters should be converted into a homeless shelter, which fellow billionaire and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos joined in brainstorming ideas.
We personally think he's more likely to increase his stake here over time, potentially act as more of an activist role, looking to potentially influence change, whether it be changing members of the management team over time, or looking to change members of the board. But over time, clearly he didn't want to keep that stake under 15% and be a member of that board. And there has to be a reason in that.
Currently, Musk holds just over 9% of Twitter shares. But the Associated Press reported that the top holder is investment juggernaut Vanguard. Recent investment filings show the company holds 10.3% of Twitter. Nonetheless, there is still talk of a Musk takeover.
I think for the Twitter board and for the company, I think this is not a good situation. Ultimately, they had a lion that was caged in Musk, potentially on the board, women ownership. Now it's sort of that line's in the wild. And in terms of for the board and for Twitter, I think it's just the start of what's going to be a hostile situation.
Musk said on April 4th that he intends to bring significant improvements to free speech for Twitter. The platform has banned former President Donald Trump and Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe.
I would just say I think the next focus is Musk's filings. Does he increase his Twitter stake? I think that's what the street's going to be focused on. Does he increase or decrease? We believe this is just the start of a soap opera playing out, and to get out the popcorn time.
Musk also suggested changes to the Twitter Blue premium subscription service, including slashing its price, banning ads, and providing a payment option in the cryptocurrency Dogecoin.
An instrument which carried the anthem of Generation X is going up for auction. Though the guitar was made famous in a Seattle grunge band, it is currently on display at a Beverly Hills auction house. Here's a look at the highly sought-after guitar and how much it may go for.
The 90s, for many growing up in it, was synonymous with MTV and Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, the guitar which showed up in the music video for that song, Kurt Cobain's iconic blue guitar, is going up for auction.
This is one of the most iconic guitars ever to come to the auction block. This is the blue Mustang Fender guitar, one of Kurt Cobain's favorite guitars of all time. And of course, this is the guitar that Kurt Cobain made famous in that video, Smells Like Teen Spirit, back in 1991, won many awards.
And there is much prestige that goes along with owning such a guitar.
This guitar, we have it conservatively estimated at a price range of $600,000 to $800,000. Again, that's a very conservative auction estimate.
Nolan emphasized the originality of the sale, including other accessories that come with the instrument.
You know, the guitar comes with its original case and also the guitar strap, so that's really important to collectors when they come to the auction to know the originality. The guitar has stayed with the family ever since Kurt passed away. In fact, it's been on display at the M-Pop Museum in Seattle since 2010. Again, it was a huge attraction there.
The auction will also include other pieces of Cobain memorabilia, like a drawing of Michael Jackson, his 1965 Dodge Dart, and a skateboard.
So back in the 1980s, when before Kurt became famous, he was doing artwork, trying to raise money. He was staying in a friend's house, and he was doing this art deck for skateboards. So the intention was to do artwork for skateboards and T-shirts as a way of raising money. And so this is a great piece. We estimated $20,000 to $40,000 on this.
The auction will take place online at Julien's Music Icons auction from May 20th to 22nd in New York.
Rude people can push people's buttons, but apparently it was the right one for a Los Angeles woman, quite literally. After a person bumped into her, she pushed a button that made her an instant millionaire.
Last November, LaKadra Edwards put $40 into a lottery scratcher's vending machine at a Vons supermarket in Los Angeles County. While she was about to start selecting which game she wanted, she said some rude person bumped into her. Edwards accidentally pushed the wrong number on the machine and ended up with another ticket that she had no intention of buying. Once she was in her car, she started scratching the ticket, the one she was literally pushed into buying, and discovered she just won the game's top prize of $10 million. Edwards said, "I didn't really believe it at first, but I got on the 405 freeway and kept looking down at the ticket, and I almost crashed my car." She plans to buy a house and start a nonprofit organization with the money.
The baby eagle we've been following for over a month now is learning how to flap its wings. The practicing will help build up strength for the fateful first flight.
Spirit, the bald eaglet, is now 5 weeks old and growing by the day. Spirit is living in a nest about 45 feet above the ground in Southern California's Big Bear Valley. Friends of Big Bear Valley have been live streaming the mother, Jackie, and father, Shadow, since before the eggs were laid. The team hasn't announced if the newborn is male or female. Spirit's flight and contour feathers are now growing in, while picking at fish more often and preparing to feed itself soon. This morning, Spirit showed us its wingspan and practiced flapping to strengthen those mighty wings for its first flight. The first flight is generally between 10 and 14 weeks of age. After the first flight, Spirit will continue to visit the nest, possibly eat and sleep at home for a little while longer. But after that, Spirit will take off on its great adventure to explore new areas, learning and perfecting its hunting skills. Friends of Big Bear Valley stream the nest 24 hours a day from their website for those who can't get enough.